This is TWiT.
Oh, Quibi, we hardly knew ye. According to the Wall Street Journal, it's all over for Quibi. Jeffrey Katzenberg. They don't mention Meg Whitman much anymore. I don't know if she's moved on already or she's taken a nap. I don't know. According to the Wall Street Journal, Jeffrey Katzenberg shopped it around, said, Apple, you want our content, don't you? Crickets. Anybody? So according to the journal, Quibi is shutting down. Remember, they got $1.75 billion in venture capital just a couple of years ago. This was the streaming service that was going to bring Hollywood to Silicon Valley. It's that convergence thing all over again, and they're going to show YouTube what it's really all about when you bring these great Hollywood creatives. That Jeffrey Katzenberg is a story master, and you bring all those skills and you spend some money to get high production values. You bring them to short videos on your mobile devices.
The PTSD of his own career on TV.
You know, step 3, profit. Actually, then there's step 4, fire sale.
And nobody would buy it.
Nobody would buy it.
Yeah, there was nothing to buy.
In one hand, you think it launched in April, right? So beginning of the pandemic, and it's shutting down. The pandemic's still happening. So in some ways, it has gone on forever.
Is it like quarantine?
We have been in the pandemic.
Can you say it's another victim of COVID-19?
No. This was overfunded and overproduced and just a dumb idea. I mean,
this you could call stupid.
Yeah.
$5 a month.
Classic Hollywood.
It is, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
the arrogance of Hollywood, and it's exactly, even, and I don't know Schadenfreude here. Well, maybe a little. Schadenfreude.
We produce 3-hour shows. We are very different.
We don't do short form. And by the way, if you tilt us sideways, we stay sideways. According to the journal, I actually did not know about this. Quibi had been plagued with problems since its April launch, facing lower than expected viewership. I knew that. And a lawsuit from a well-capitalized foe, hedge fund Elliott Management.
Because of the way their videos, you could turn. Was it the turning of the videos?
Turnstile. Yeah, that's this groundbreaking, I'm putting that in air quotes for those of you listening, technology, which means you could watch it in portrait mode and you'd get one shot, and then if you turned it into landscape mode, the perspective might change. It wouldn't merely rotate the video. Content creators could actually use Turnstile to give you different points of view of the same action. Apparently, a company called Interlude US said, that's our technology. You have to stop it or license it. Quibi said, no, we're not infringing on their patents. It's a meritless lawsuit. But this litigation, it's funny because Jeffrey Katzenberg is notoriously litigious.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
So Facebook refused to buy it. NBC refused to buy it. Whatever it was, take the content. It just goes away. I put up another story just a minute ago, Variety, talking about the hand-wringing at the broadcast partners because they were getting a big hunk of that $1.75 billion. It's just like the 2000 crash, right? Venture capital used to buy out other people. It was a Ponzi scheme of sorts. And so 60 Minutes had a Quibi version of 60 Minutes. They hired the brilliant Wesley Lowery to do it from the Washington Post, and he was there up in the air, and they're trying to find some, they have investments. It's the pivot to video strikes again.
They also, the money, the investment came from Disney, Comcast's NBC Universal, AT&T's Warner Media. So I
don't feel any sympathy.
No.
Just let it burn.
I wonder if any money goes back. Was there anything left in the bank?
But what about poor Chrissy Teigen and Anna Kendrick and Liam Hemsworth?
They're going to be just fine. Seriously. They're going to be fine. I worry
Titus Burgess. He needs this work. Actually, he doesn't.
At NBC News, some staffers who worked for the unit's now shuttered Peacock productions were given work on several Quibi series.
Oh, Lord.
I do. Yeah, I feel bad for non-famous people who got Quibi deals, but hopefully they'll be okay.
There's lots of money being thrown around by YouTube and Twitch and Facebook.
But this stuff,
TikTok.
I didn't watch any of it because I didn't subscribe. But I've got to believe, given its parentage, it's crap. It's not, big old Hollywood.
It's well produced crap.
Well, but no.
It's entertaining. No, it's entertaining.
It's entertaining. I watched some of it, but it wasn't entertaining enough to pay $5 a month. Plus, by the way, even with $5 a month, you got ads. You had to pay more to get rid of the ads.
Who were the 500,000 schlubs who did this? Was it?
No. This is what happened.
They had it free.
3 months free, and after the 3 months ran out, we reported on this. Apparently, only about 72,000 people remained.
No. So I went through that with Entertainment Weekly, where we had a risk-free offer, 4 weeks free, and young people, kids, teenagers, quote unquote subscribed. And then when the bill came, they said, I don't have any money. I'm not paying for this. I got 4 free issues. And so then that's when they went after me and saying they're all canceling. I said they weren't canceling. They just didn't.
You never were subscribers.
Money. They were never subscribers. You counted them. You shouldn't have.
I have to say I'm a little sad. As a content creator, I feel bad for anybody who creates content and can't make it work. And there's a little schadenfreude because it is, after all, Hollywood's idea. You got the sense that the kind of patronizing sense that, oh, you Silicon Valley guys, you think you can do. This happens to podcasting right now. All the big media companies are doing podcasts. Yeah. Oh, you think you can do podcasts, but do you have Will Ferrell? No.
I think when you create content, that is your job, right? Yeah. You have to be attuned to your audience.
This happens, though.
And so
they're used to it. Katzenberg's had flops.
Yeah. I don't feel bad for them. Yes, there was a lot of hubris on this will be well produced. This isn't like your Snapchat stories.
Exactly.
Or Instagram stories.
Yeah.
Whoever's stories.
Or TikTok.
Anyway, but they also didn't come at it from the internet is all about your audience and knowing them and talking to them. And by God.
You have to think, though, that Katzenberg's sitting in his office, 4 martinis in, going, some guy on a longboard drinking cranapple juice is doing
an audience of what?
Doing better than my multi-million-dollar billion Chrissy Teigen in court.
It's also the revenue model. I mean, no one would pay $5 to watch, what was his name? Jose Agado?
Avocado?
The potato.
I don't know. Yeah.
No one would pay that much money for that, but it's free.
It's free. It's TikTok. But this is.
Yeah.
But it's also the fact that, like, TikTok is user generated, where you have, a million different attempts, and there's so many other things on there that, and even the guy who did the cranberry juice skateboarding video said he didn't think it was anything special.
It wasn't.
He was just trying to get to work.
It wasn't. His car had broken down. He had a longboard in the trunk. And he thought, well, I'll make a TikTok while I drink my cranberry juice. And by the way, Fleetwood Mac's Dreams is now in the top 10 charts again. A song that was made 43 years ago.
This is Stacey's
God bless
point.
America.
This is the audience doing this, right? When I'm reading up again on mass theory. And the idea was that, oh my God, we're going to give them what they want. No, we don't want to do that. We want to tell them what we're going to give them, and we just give it to them. They have no choice.
And I hope Hollywood has they've never seemed to learn this lesson, but they are constantly. This is the two different models. We've talked about this before. The YouTube model, or the TikTok actually does it even better, which is make it really easy for as many people as possible to create content and post it. Give them music, give them all the pieces, give them all the parts.
Right.
You're going to get a million videos, and then let the algorithm surface the ones people like, so that you make an incredibly compelling product for free. All you had to do was create the product. Versus Hollywood, which says, no, we're going to make 10 movies. We know 9 of them are going to flop, but that big one is a tent pole. It's going to make so much money, we're going to be wealthy. And that model is failing in the face of YouTube, TikTok,
the blockbuster Instagram. In a world of abundance, the blockbuster model dies because there's not enough. And music finally learned that. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, and let me bring this back around to the earlier conversation, multiple earlier conversations. All of this is possible. The TikTok model, the YouTube model, all of that is possible because of Section 230.
Ooh, I like
it. The fact that these sites can host this
Mike,
stuff,
bringing it
and
home.
the Hollywood folks who are trying to get rid of Section 230 are because they're trying to turn the internet into something that can only do the broadcast model, the Hollywood model of well-produced, but you only get 10 a year, and we're going to decide for you. And that's the big difference. It's also why I'll bring it back even further. I'm all about making connections today. The reason that Joe Biden has suggested that he wants to get rid of 230 as well is because a whole bunch of his advisors come from Hollywood and come from the movie studios, and they're of the view that we have to change the internet away from this mass communications medium where everybody can participate and everyone can create, to one in which the gatekeepers in Hollywood are the ones who decide what is the good content on the internet.